What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and a very happy new year to you all. Hope you're having yourselves a great start to your week. Great. Look, it's Manic Monday. We're seeing all the chaos. We're seeing everything, and look, I understand, and we've talked about this week in, week out, all of the issues that we've seen from this team. And it's been from the beginning of the season, and we've been lucky enough to win games and, have the hope that they would build on these things, learn from these things. They're a good enough team. They've done these things. They've adjusted within the games. We've seen these things. And then they just keep going right back to the same old dumb shit. And we keep being more and more pissed off. So you're seeing it all, the chaos. And look, once we get into the offseason, we'll talk about all the stuff about firing and coaches and players and all that stuff, man. But right now, we got to worry about what we're doing in these next two games. Obviously, this last game, we'll talk about what we decide to do here, whether it's resting players or, in my opinion, starting them so that they don't look like a complete ass going into the playoffs. But well, it is MetLife, so you kind of don't want them to get hurt. So it's really didn't want to be in this position. So we're going to talk about all that here tonight. I appreciate you all tuning in. It's not a Victory Monday, but it's the same deal. All the questions, topics that you got, it's on you guys. You guys make the discussion here go. And I really think that this team, I have had hope for as long as it possibly can, but they have not given me any reason to be excited right here to start the year. And I hope you had a happy new year regardless. But dude, oh man, they just really burst our bubble here. And I appreciate all you sickos. We're going to be riding with our birds. We never turn our back. But, we are going to be pissed off about the things that they're not fixing. And we continuously talk about them each week. And when you're not improving on things that seem to be coachable, seem to be, you should be able to execute on the field. Just not understanding it. Some of the play calling just still drives us all wild. A lot of it, and it's just, there's so much of it from top to bottom. And, when I say you can blame everyone, I mean, you can blame everyone. Now, obviously, Jalen Hurts has been incredible. A lot of these players are really stepping up. The young guys, they've had their mistakes, but it's just, as a whole, they need to come together, man. This team right now is just not the Philadelphia Eagles. They're not playing with that fire, that passion, being a brotherhood that we know they can be. And that's what's truly pissing people off here. So I don't know. New year, new me, right? New year, new team. Let's go, Eagles. I don't know. You got the Giants. You're going into their house. Maybe you could stomp them into the ground, but still people are going to be pissed off because they don't have much confidence in you. And let's take a look at what happened, why people, are so pissed off. And, you lost the NFC East here. Essentially, I mean, the Cowboys have to lose to the Commanders. That's the only way you're winning it. And that sucks. So don't think that's going to happen. But, hey, you never know. Maybe they rest some guys. We'll see. But the Eagles, they had it all right there. Could have, still been fighting for a 1 seed next week with the 49ers playing the Rams. But instead, they lose to Jonathan Gannon and the Cardinals, dude. Just unbelievable. But what it does here in the NFC standings is what really matters. So you go from 2 down to 5. Now, I'll be real with you. I will love to go to Tampa Bay and play the Buccaneers for the first round, because that is how it would happen right now. So if this were the seeding, it would be the Cowboys versus the Packers. It would be the Lions versus the Rams, and then the Buccaneers and Eagles. So I think, that's another team where it'd be like, oh, thank God, you better be, continuing to work on things. Because here's the thing, I know this team has been playing like ass and you just lost to the Cardinals, but I still want to win. Yeah, I still have hope that they, and maybe it's this small, but they got to go find it. I mean, there's nothing else I can do as a fan. I'm not going to not watch the games. So I'm going to hope that they actually win. I do not want to lose. I hate it. I really can't stand it. Yesterday was one of the most miserable games I've watched in, longest time as I can remember, probably, because I mean, there's a lot of games that piss me off, but I really was just screaming the entire game, the whole game. What am I doing here? What are we doing? Why? So driving me nuts. But let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we fix this damn thing, because that's what we do here. And we're never going to jump ship, but we are going to be pissed off and start throwing people off the damn ship. So look, and I don't mean we're firing and cutting everyone, because look, we got, 1 week of regular season. We got the playoffs starting. We're going to see. Now, we've talked about maybe demoting some play calling. I'm just saying. But who knows? Whatever the hell they need to do to figure it out, fix it, please just do it. That's all I can ask as a fan. I don't know why you're not doing it, but and we're right here. But yesterday was this, and I'd love to be here, but I'm not there because this team has not given me reason to. Yesterday was complete ass, and it was just so crazy because it's like the offense. The defense put them in a position where they couldn't make any mistakes, and the offense was making a couple mistakes here and there where it was just like, okay, we're not putting the pedal to the metal here and just keeping them in the game. And then at the end, it's like, oh, well, we're playing for a field goal. Like, what is this play calling? So many things that really pissed me off. But, it's our hope is still there. Yeah, man, there's always hope. But you got to imagine, why, we look at this team and get so pissed off. It's because there should be hope. But they don't. When they go out on Sundays, it's like, bro, we've been talking all week. What are you guys doing? Playing video games on your podcast? And look, man, they're human beings. I'm cool with that. Do your thing in your free time. But bro, at this moment, I don't know that I'd be doing anything else but being in, the training facility, on the phone with these guys, doing whatever I can to make sure we're getting on the same effing page before we go into the playoffs. Because this team, it's got some really key pieces that are going to be gone. Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, Lane Johnson, how many years we don't know. But dog, please find something deep within. Kelsey, give one of your speeches. I don't know, man. Get some tears rolling. Get pissed off all at the same time. Get it all out there. Get people pissed off here and let them understand this is it, man. This could be the last show. So, look, we've added all we could. We did this, and, the injuries, these things, it's nothing we can do to make the defense, get these sacks, to make linebackers, to make the secondary get on the same page. It drives me crazy to sit here and to see how they play, what the product they're putting on the field, the defense. I don't know what they're doing out there. We broke down this offseason how excited I was about the prospect of what this defense could be. If we build on what we were. I like the idea of this defense when it's working, and it was working for us, but I thought this guy would make it work and would adjust, and then he gets demoted, and then Patricia, and then holy shit, and then, oh my God, because what are we doing? And dude, I understand there's rookies out there. I understand there's injuries and people are coming back from injuries. I get it all. I do, but I just don't find any of it acceptable to play like complete ass against the Arizona Cardinals. Not getting pressure on Kyler Murray, letting him pick you apart. What did he have? 6 incompletions. They didn't punt the damn ball. I mean, 128 yards, I want to say, for Connor. I know it was like over 125, maybe 126, whatever it was. Didn't like it. And I don't like it. So let me know how you're feeling. I hope you guys had a happy new year. I'm like, why do they do this? Why would you put this? Why? Just had to do it. Had to do it to us. But I'm feeling that's for sure. But, the fire, I just don't know where it is. Why they can't find it. Why you can't dig deep. You've got great leaders. You've got people that I don't know what's going on. I don't. And I know that the media and fans are getting pumped up about it and doing all they can to try to divide this team. And you see it, but it's like, bro, I hope they just ignore all of it. Finally put down their phones, ignore the social media, everybody. Do not listen to these trolls. They are excited about the thought of the Eagles failing because then they get to be right because they say they're going to fail every single week. Yeah, you're eventually going to be right if you just say one thing or the other every single time. For me, I believe in this team because I'm an Eagles fan, dude, and I've seen what they can do. And we've seen them against the Dolphins, against the Chiefs, against the Bills. Like, I know they could do this. That's where my hope comes from. Now, I can't force them to do anything. So when they go out and play like ass, you can be mad at me all you want, but if they're not going to change what we talk about, I don't know. Unless they're going to hire me, I don't know what else to do. Just going to play like ass. So, and I just don't get it. Not playing Eagles football. It's pissing everybody off because it's just unreal. He sure does, man. And you guys know I love me some Sidney Brown. I was very excited to have him drafted by the Eagles. You guys know I wanted him badly. And I can't wait for the pre-draft process. Don't worry, guys. When this offseason, whenever that is, if you guys believe that's coming in a couple weeks, okay. Don't worry. We'll be breaking everything down like always, from the draft to free agency to the cap to who needs to go stay. I've got all that content for you, and I'm always adding stuff. So don't worry. But we talked about Sidney Brown and looking to the future of this team and, adding pieces. And Sidney Brown is the future. And I think he and, having Reed Blankenship, having guys, that can be part of the future. And I think I would still add a safety in this draft. I would add a corner in this draft. I like Ringo and Ricks, and I like a lot of the things we have, but I would continue to add youth. And we talked about that, how he has been stacking up with draft picks. And I've been showing you guys that stuff all the time. And I thought about, once the season ends, talking about, after this game, what we have, just in case you guys have missed any of that stuff, just so you can see why there's still optimism for the future. It's not like we got to just break it all and rebuild, do this. Like, and I know I see it all, dude. We got to fire Howie and Sirianni and trade Hurts. We're not there, dude. Not at all. Well, the Eagles fired Doug Peterson. Yeah, dude. I think we went like 4-11-1. So, I mean, if that's happening, yeah, but we're 11-5 right now. And Nick Sirianni, the first Eagles coach to ever take the team to the playoffs 3 years in a row, his first 3 seasons. So there are positives, man. And I'm with you. I love Sidney Brown. Kaylee Ringo has had his issues just like Sidney, but I like the, development they've had so far and getting thrown in the fire because of injuries. But yeah, maybe this helps us in the long run, So we'll see. Yeah, exactly. And I see a lot of your comments. I'm done. And saw somebody, I'm boycotting. I was like, Jesus Christ. Hey, man, to each their own. To me, I've seen worse. I've been through worse as an Eagles fan. Now, I think this is such hard times right now because this team is so good and you expect so much more. So I get it. I understand the anger. But look, I'm angry too. I just prefer to talk about what we can do to fix it and hope that they do, because there's nothing I can do. I can be miserable and whine every day, but is that really what you want? I mean, I know that's what most content creators, how they build their, huge followings, but there's enough of that, right? You can always go there if you want that. But for me, I want to break it down, baby. So let's talk about what we can to fix this thing. So I've already mentioned some things, but let me get to these comments here, and then let's talk about this team. Sidney Brown and the large return by rookie since the 60s. Yeah, man. You know how much I love that kid. Running in the tunnel, I was screaming, "Don't let up close game." Oh, man. I don't know. The team just doesn't look like they have that fire. Everybody seems like they're disconnected. They need to get together and figure it out. And I just don't understand. And I don't know that it's that. I know the media has pushed that narrative, and each week it's something different. It's this or that. But to me, it's just a complete disconnect of everybody just sucking ass. Like, they don't act. The players aren't executing the game plans. The game plans sometimes are good. Sometimes they're ass. Sometimes the adjustments are good. Sometimes they're ass. And the players sometimes just aren't tackling. The players aren't catching the ball. The players are turning the ball over. They're getting penalties. Like, it's a large portion of everybody. Like, my thought process was to go through and we could do a behind enemy lines with the Eagles, right? Like behind our lines, figure out what the hell's going on here. But I wanted to look, at each position and just, Hurts obviously is still playing at an MVP level to me, because if you look at the dysfunction around him, the fact that he's doing what he is, like with the play calling, with what the lack of the run game, with not building things into this offense to help him and help him succeed more, I think he's done phenomenal. So seeing people say he's failed or he sucks, that's asinine. And I'm sorry if I come off as a dick. I am totally being one when I answer stuff like that, because if you think Hurts is the problem, oh God, stop listening to Seth Joyner. Now, I think, when you look at the run game, that's not an issue. It's just the lack of when you're running, because we do run. It's just when we're running the ball, 1st and 20, we need to go get it. There's just so many times where they skew stats. So people that watch stats, they're going to think, but it's like, dude, no, it's about when and where we're doing it. And how that drives me crazy. So the run game, I thought, man, you got Swift, you got Penny. What a complete waste. I thought that was, but I like Kenny Gainwell. I like Scott. So I understand he's 4th on their pecking order. They didn't like him this offseason. I told you guys that. So they're not using him, but they activate him yesterday so that we don't play Roby. And then we kind of need Roby. I told you, don't throw Maddox into the fire. You get him banged up again. You motherfucker, you don't listen to me. Oh, but okay. So Penny doesn't even play. I don't, what are we doing there? So running back, that's just, I don't even know. Oh, I don't know what we're doing. We dominated so many teams, and we have this idea that we're just going to pass to start the game, and then we run all over them. Like, no, dude, you are not doing that. So thought you'd figure that out. Didn't, against the worst run defense. You couldn't run. You didn't run. Just ass. The receivers, we talked about it. Finally, last week, you started more Alameda, more Julio, less Quez. Oh, finally, listen there. Holy I don't even know why when he came back from IR, he was getting more reps than insane to me. But the AJ, Devontae, they're great. Devontae, luckily, a minor injury. So hopefully he's just out for this and he's ready for the playoffs. But dude, Receivers are great. Tight end's great. Maybe you could work some more stuff over the middle. We talk about tight end too. More from Calcaterra stole. Not doing that. So maybe add Ertz. Didn't do that. Okay. So the offense, and I'm trying to just simplify things here, but the offensive line, they've had their issues, but they work things out. I thought the line has been doing better, but you're not running the ball to make things easier on them. You have them backtracking. You know what that does to an offensive line to have to be in pass protection at all times? Like, dude, I don't like it. Going backwards rather than forward. No, man. But this offense to me, Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni, each week it's been, the media and fans, they pick somebody else, and it's this, that, the other thing. But it's like, dude, Nick Sirianni is the head coach here. He is in charge of the offense. He makes these game plans throughout the week. And, he and Brian Johnson and all the other coaches are working together to devise this game plan. And, you come with, all these play calls you're going to work into this game plan and all these things, but they seem to just keep bringing the same stuff over. And they keep thinking that they can continue to do what found them success last year. And it's beating a dead horse so many times saying, like, why are you not being more creative? We talked about adding motion, but not just to add it, because they did that a couple weeks. It's like, use it to actually put a defense on their toes, allow it to benefit you in the long run. You continue to add plays that you use multiple times that have different wrinkles. And bro, I don't know why we continue not to do these things. So I don't know, man. But this offense, they're still capable of putting up more points than anybody on anybody. I don't know what the effing issue is, because we talk about it. We've seen what this team can do. And, each week it's, oh, that was Frank Reich. Oh, it was Shane Steichen. Oh, that was, bippity boppity boo. It's, always somebody. But Nick Sirianni is a good coach. That's why we made it to the Super Bowl our second year. Like, he is a good coach. He just needs to figure out what's going wrong here. Coaches have, bad times. People go through bad times. It's how you, come out of those times. So we don't need to hear the quotes. We don't care about, just figure it out. And you've got the players, you've got the coaches, and whether you need to step in and tell Brian Johnson, like, hey, I'm going to try play calling, or hey, Kevin Patullo is going to take over play calling. He's done it before. Hey, let's go. I just think that there are options here. They just, I don't know. We've talked about being too cute, acting like it's my way or the highway. That's not going to get you anywhere. You have to accept that you've been struggling and make the changes that are necessary. So let's see if this offense does that. But for me, you could fix it still. I don't think this season's over to the point. Like, I mean, if you play like you play, oh, hell yeah, you're not doing anything. But I just don't know that, what you got to do to figure it out, but you better figure it out quick. So believe, because at first the offense started off slow, become alive in the second half. Now we're starting off hot. Yeah, man, it's so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and they've shown you that they can adjust. They've shown you they can come out hot. They've shown you so many different things they can do. They've beaten some of the best teams in the NFL, but then they've lost to the worst teams, the Jets, the Cardinals, and you're like, what the? But I mean, that's a testament to the NFL, but this team should not be having the struggles they are at this time. And we've talked about it so much that it's literally like annoying. Like, you guys aren't pissed off. Like, I know you got to be sitting in the rooms watching tape. Like, damn, dog, I don't want to have to watch the same damn tape, talk about the same damn thing. Maybe I should just fix it. Wild idea. I don't know. 3rd and 2 against the worst run D in the league. We come out, yeah, man, just stupid shit. Getting too cute. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Mike. And, I understand, sometimes you want to catch a defense off guard, but this is all the effing time that you're doing this stuff, dude. And, when it's 3rd and short, 4th and short, everybody gets offended when it's a tush push. But it's like, no, dude, just do your brotherly shove. Like, please, that's the thing you do. You're good at it. If everybody could do it, they would. It's just, I don't understand the end of the game. 1st and 20, dog, just all 3 of those play calls. I wanted to jump through the TV. I'll be real with you. They're like, yeah, man, we need a new battery. We need somebody to get it started here, dude, because maybe a new start or something. I don't know, right? I don't know who knew that starter needs to be. Yeah, 39th against the run. That's great. I'll tell you what, here's something that'll scare you. We were 1st in the league from weeks 1 to 9 against the run. Since then, after the bye, week 10, we are 32nd in the league against the run. What the what? Just, I don't. I don't understand, but I do. So let's talk about the defense here a little bit. Bear Brooks, say linemen love running. Oh yeah, man, hell yeah, they love going forward, crushing somebody. They don't want to have to back up, watch. They don't have to counter your moves and shit. I mean, that's much more difficult, especially for the linemen we have, man, and their athleticism, the things you can do with pulling, just whatever, dude. I get so pissed off watching this team just waste away the offensive talent that they have. It drives me insane. Doing the same stuff for last year instead of changing. And it's the same as the defense. Offenses, defenses study the opposing teams. Like, I don't know where they got this idea. They were just going to run the same damn shit and it was going to benefit us. But somebody's got to get pissed off in film room. Like, hey, maybe we should try this. Maybe we should see what works for us. Combine that with, what their weaknesses are and develop a game plan around that. Let's see how dominant we really are. Open the playbook up each week. Bring out something different. I thought we were going to do that on offense and defense. You got the talent to do that. You've got the versatility to do that. Not done that. It's driving me crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. These outside corners saying how much Eagles lean on analytics. That would seem to be an internal message between coaches. Sources saying how much Eagles lean. People get really offended about the analytics stuff, but every team is using analytics stuff. So they just are always looking for somebody to be mad at, but that's just part of the NFL today. I mean, that's just something, and there's people don't really have sources. They just always say that. It's really weird. But yeah, go ahead and just shove that. Exactly. It really stopped the tush. They're not stopping that. Like, just because you're not going to we're going to stop Tyreek Hill because he's just ungodly fast. Like, not everyone has a Tyreek Hill. That's not fair. Like, well, okay, draft one then. Like, shut the. I don't know. I don't know. It drives me insane though. It really does. For this defense, you look at it. That's part of it right there. So not getting sacks, struggling against the run. I mean, this defense is literally, it relies on getting that pressure because you're not blitzing much. You're relying on that pressure up front. And we haven't run much odd fronts. We're relying on these 4-man rushes. And not to say that's the only rushes. I'm just saying that's predominantly what we run. And dude, you're getting pressure at times, but you're not getting sacks. You're allowing these quarterbacks to get the ball off fast. So it's when you have these quick plays, your linebackers, your corners, your safety, everybody's got to be on the same page. And you can just see this disconnect from this entire team. So you're not getting the pressure, but then the linebackers aren't doing what they're supposed to. The safeties are doing something that seems like completely different from what they're supposed to be doing. And each player, you're just wondering, what am I watching here? I'm very confused as to my excitement this offseason for what this defense was going to be from what I see on the field. I don't give a shit about injuries. I know how injuries work. I understand the context. That's not what my problem is. I'm not looking at one person filling in for somebody like, oh, well, that's it. No, and sure, the continuity, that is a problem when the first 9 games, we had 8 different starting, secondaries. That's an issue. But dog, we're at the end of the season and I'm seeing some of the most wild shit. And look, I understand now you put Matt Patricia here, so now he's just trying shit out at the end of the year. Like, oh, this is great going into the off season, seeing this team wondering what the F they should do here. So, God, why does this have to happen? Lord help me, because you've got so much talent. I don't understand it. I mean, you look at the middle. I mean, dude, you drafted Jordan Davis last year. This year, you got Jalen Carter. You have Fletcher Cox backs. You got Fletcher Cox backs. Fletcher Cox back. I don't know. Milton Williams, Marlon Tuipulotu, Moro Ojomo. You've got depth there. Edge rushers. I mean, you were able to get rid of Derek Barnett because you got so many, right? Reddick, Sweat, Graham, now Nolan Smith. And obviously Nolan, we talked about it. He needs some work before we just throw him out there. And he does. But dude, what? And linebacker, it sucks. Nakobe Dean getting hurt. Zach Cunningham getting hurt. That does suck. But, you did try. You signed a bunch of people. You brought in Shaq Leonard after the injuries. You brought in Morrow this offseason. So you got people here. You got Ben Van Sumer, the undrafted kid. Obviously, Ellis, that was a huge loss for people. I like to get a lot as a special teamer and a depth piece. You know that. But, this team has tried, and they've been trying to figure it out with all the injuries. Unfortunately, lose people when these things are happening. You got to move things around. I would have got rid of some other people, you guys know, but it is what it is. So, next year we'll talk about the draft and we'll talk about where we need to get younger. And me, man, I break it down like a sicko, like no one else. I do. If you guys have never seen it, I break down each position. So I'll go through the quarterbacks and I'll explain where I have every quarterback in the draft. Whether they're late round guys, midday, first day. I go over all of that stuff, and then we talk about where the Eagles, where they stand at that position. Okay, we've got a quarterback. We obviously don't need one in the the first couple of rounds. So maybe you go mid round. You're looking for a backup. Maybe you go undrafted. So, and I'm just giving you hypotheticals here. So each position I do that, and then I tell you the guys I like and where I think we could try to get them. And last year you guys heard me talk about obviously Jalen Carter being my top pick, but you heard about so many people that we got. Sidney Brown, that was one of my favorite guys. Kaylee Ringo. There's a lot of pieces here. Nolan Smith that we really like. So I'll stay on that stuff. But right now I'm still right here, man. And I'm hoping that these young guys get to learn and get some of that experience in the playoffs. So don't worry, I'll talk about all that stuff, but I'm not jumping the gun because we've got so much time in the offseason. I'm going to break it all down. But this team, they still have pieces. And when Cunningham comes back and you've got Cunningham, Morrow, and Shaq Leonard, Ben Van Sumeren there at linebacker, okay, I feel a little more comfortable. When Slay comes back and you've got Ringo hopefully learning, getting better, Vontae Maddox, maybe he's healthy and, knocks off some of that rust, and you got Ricks and whoever else, Roby, maybe he's still here. Who knows, man? Maybe the safeties start with Sidney Brown more work. There is good things here to look at. Britton Covey continuing to have a great season on special teams, and man is looking good with Elliott there. So I think that there are things to like, and obviously I'm not giving up here. I'm going to painfully go through it if they continue to suck, but I'm going to be right there rooting for my birds to figure it out, get hot still. And I know people are going to get irate about that, but dude, I'm an Eagles fan. That's all I want is for them to succeed. I do not want them to fail. It actually drives me. I don't find joy like a lot of these new fans that, love when they lose. I was right. Yeah. Like I get irate when we lose. Like I really just, but, what made me sad was the players couldn't even answer some of the questions in the past interviews. They're just, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they're just not. I love that they do that. I don't want them talking to these trolls because the media is just looking for things to try to divide these players and get the team to trade. And they want these players to get out of Philadelphia because they think they're all in gangs and stuff. And I just can't stand it. So I love that they have been doing that. Trying hard to believe. Yeah, man, that was quite a tough game there yesterday. Yeah, so we've definitely talked about that all show here. Those edge rushers actually on the field at this point. Yeah, look, at one point, I saw Hassan Reddick, and it wasn't even like a disguise. Just dropped him out. Like he was the nickel, that dime backer kind of play. And I was like, the throw-in right there, right? And I think it was like Michael Wilson, and he was having a good game. And it's like, yeah, okay, dude. All right, man. I really just... can't take it. Learn a lot of draft. Hey, I really appreciate that, man. And Dank, we've been going through all this. We just talked about the offense, what we thought, could be improved, trying to simplify this stuff. We've just been starting with the defense here, but talking about the front and talking about not getting pressure and how much it relies on that. But it also, you got to have linebackers and safeties that are interchangeable and that can really understand what they're doing and, predominantly match zone concepts here. So, we've just seen dumb stuff all the time, and you've seen missed tackling. You've seen so many things where it's like just this defense as a whole. I mean, the coaching, the playing, there's no execution. I can't say there's no adjustment. There's no execution because they have, man. There have been games where you're like, oh, man, they didn't let the Chiefs, they didn't let the Bills. I think they only had like one touchdown. Those two games combined in the second half there. So it's like, I know, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, man. But I told you guys, look, and for those of you guys that like to learn about cap stuff, draft stuff, I'm a sicko. I love that stuff. And I always love that you guys that tune in have questions or just want to shoot the shit talking about this, just want to throw something out, give me some work to do. I love that, man. I'm here for you guys. And, what's this, guys? This is about like, that's when we get in the off season, you guys know I'm on it. That's where every content creator is coming right here to get all that info because look, it's all very important and you have to understand it to be able to do what I do to predict all of these draft picks we make, to predict all the trades and free agent signings that we do, because you have to see it from Howie's view, man. You have to understand how the money works, what we have, what we don't. And a lot of people just go into it and fire everyone. And it's like, well, some people have dead cap. You don't want to lose this, and, post June 1st cuts, things like that are very important. I'm going to explain all that, man. So really appreciate the kind words. And look, I'm here, and I don't know more than, there's so many people that know more about all this stuff than me. I'm just here as another fan, a diehard sicko that wants to sit here with you guys and talk about it. Maybe you know about it. Maybe you don't know about it. Maybe you just want to learn about it. You want to talk about it. I don't care, but that's what I'm here for. I have so much fun, making those videos and creating the graphics and showing you guys who I think, will fit and what we're doing and why I like this guy. And, I love that stuff, dude. I do. But I can't give up on the season just yet, man. But don't worry, that stuff will come. But I look forward to seeing all of you during those times. And look, if we make an early exit, I might have to, take a couple weeks off until, making only a couple videos a day, because there's no real breakdowns. But hopefully don't do us like last year where they make coordinator changes like the next day and there's just literally no break for me. But I don't ever want to break from you guys. I'm always going to make videos. I just mean in the sense of like insane breakdowns and stuff, making all these graphics and doing stuff. But go Birds, you know it, man. And yeah, man, it looks like shit. And if they keep playing like that, we're doomed. But all we can do as fans is I hope they get their head out of their ass. Maybe Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, maybe Lane. Somebody gives a speech about what are we doing? This could be their last game. That could have been their last game at the Link. And you just let them go out like that? Unacceptable. So somebody better be getting pissed off here. And, maybe some kind of miracle happens in the playoffs and NFC Championship. It ends up, us at the 5 seed going against the 6 seed or 7 seed, and we do get a home game. You never know. But that is what it is. But just pulled Brian Johnson ran quarterback draw. Oh, well, it would be more like 4th and 20. I think that would be more. If it's 4th and goal, it would have to be at least 5 yards, 8 yards back for him to be thinking, draw is a great play here. I'm thinking this is where we run the draw right here. Oh, Lori doesn't want AJ here. I can't do that stuff. I cannot do that stuff. Like I saw some people like, oh yeah, I heard AJ wants to be traded. Like that's what the media wants them to talk for, so they can take that and say how miserable they are. And they're like, dude, of course they're pissed off. Have you ever played a sport and lost, especially when you're better than the team you lost to? That'll really piss you off. And what'll really piss you off more is when people start trolling you, and that is what they're trying to do to them. So unbelievable. My man, Drew. Yo, dude, you are a true sicko. What is it? Almost 3 a.m. over there. Love you, dude. Happy New Year to you. A very Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoyed those holidays, whatever else you guys are celebrating out there. I hope you all had a great holiday. Dude, I can't believe you're tuning in right now. I'd be getting some sleep if I were you and not even wasting my time. I'm a true sicko, and I know you two are. You are too. Oh, see what they're doing to me? Got me all twisted. But I think that you guys know I'm always going to be here. We're always going to talk about what we can fix. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've already got the stuff started for tomorrow. I'm going to be breaking it down, how we need to go beat the hell out of the Giants. I know a lot of you, and we're going to talk about, maybe we rest some guys. Maybe we can go beat the shit out of them so bad in the first half that we can rest them, get something going here that we feel good going into the playoffs. Then you get a team like the Buccaneers that you should be able to beat up. Sure, they're good against the run, but we can beat them because, well, yeah, we did. Heard a lot of people saying this was the worst loss in Eagles history. What do you think? Well, I was just saying this is one of the worst losses I've watched that I can remember. Now, I'm sure there's games I've taken. Now, Super Bowl 2004 was probably worse. But this, in recent memory, past 20, some years since that game, this is one of the worst I've seen because this team is so good. It's not that I haven't seen, worse losses. It's this team's so good. You shouldn't be losing like this. And I was pissed off this entire game. The entire game. Just what are you doing? Why are you letting them move down it just, I was saying it last night and I'll say it again. This is one of the worst games I've seen. But yeah, just why? And to start the new year, like, thanks. It was worse because it was a conference title. Yeah. And that's what I mean. There are definitely losses, playoff losses and things like that. But this one, recent memory, terrible. And that one, Larry Fitzgerald, I thought we had a comeback there. And then Kurt Warner, you mother. Yeah, I just can't take it. It is definitely a lie. They lie every single week. Don't get caught up with that stuff. So they didn't even get close. Yeah, man. JJ was just number 1 MVP voting. Now people want to cut him. I can't do it. Can't do it. Don't believe it. Yeah, they're wild. Hoping nobody lights a fire. Yeah, me too, Brian. That's where I'm at. Let's get that fire started. Get people pissed off. Let's go. Yo, the sicko sense was tingling, my man. And you'll be happy to know I've been doing some extensive research on a t-shirt. And before anyone steals it, don't go telling anybody this. I want to make a show, but it's going to be one of my first shirts is going to be Big Dom Energy. And I want it to be, Dom, because I feel, we talk about how much we're missing a fire. Well, what if, we could get that dude back on the sidelines, holding people accountable, and obviously it's more to do with football, but I just thought that would be maybe something positive people could get behind. But I don't know. We'll see. But sicko sense tingling, I love that. I truly, truly do. It's just huge part of why we went. Yeah, man, he is top 3 in the league. I don't know. Please, fans, stop attacking him, trolling him. He is amazing. Don't do like T.O. Just please, God, no. And I don't like it. Well, he wasn't targeted more than once in the second half, and I didn't like that. So I wish he would be a little more targeted, especially my fantasy loss. Also wish T. Higgins wouldn't have gotten hurt because I would have won. Lost by 8 points. T. Higgins only scored 2. So wow, really can't get over that either. So I just got it all piled on. I'm like, Happy New Year. Oh, I just heard keep doing this because he's yeah. I mean, a wild concept. A lot of times you want to get the ball to your best players. And then if he wasn't throwing it to him, it's, oh my God, the season's over. He's not throwing it to him. And it's like, oh God, I can't. Being targeted by slander. Oh, I see what you're saying. And I don't like it either, my friend. And, a lot of the times, and I see, oh, we're forcing, and I've talked about this, you can't force completions. You can't just have these one read plays. And I think that, we've talked about adding reads into these plays, doing things to improve, and talking shit and getting rid of our best players. Like, none of these things are beneficial. This is not how this team gets better. Like, we need Hurts and AJ clicking on all cylinders. I thought this was going to be the game. Literally put my fantasy hopes on the line, and I lost. Well, really, because this Eagles defense, I played against the guy had Trevor Lawrence and played Kyler Murray because he was hurt. And Kyler Murray just went out there like Joe Montana and took me to the woodshed as well. So I got to feel it with them, man. It was, and I hate it, bro. I hate to see these top Eagles content creators going after all of our players. And look, man, I understand that this team is pissing us off and they are not good right now. But since when do we become Cowboys fans and turn on our team and only root for them when they're winning? Like, we can talk about the issues together. Why are we tagging them and like personally attacking them and shit? Like, dude, who does that help? Like, Jesus, this new world is too much for me at times. And I think that kind of stuff, that'll drive me insane. But you know me, I'm going to stick to the football. And we talked about, I try to simplify it. I told you, we'll break it down this week. But the offense and defense, there's so many things that, on the offense, I find a lot of hope. The defense, geez, I'm just going to pray the offense gets back, to being dominant. They open the playbook up because Slay and Cunningham, please be what we need to get shit together. Maddox, get healthy. Please not be serious. We'll find out on Wednesday what the initial injury report is. But tomorrow, look, behind enemy lines, New York Giants. And they have a few changes here, so we're going to talk about it. Clearly, Tyrod Taylor, the starter now. We saw him in the second half when we played him, but we'll talk about what's going on. We just saw them 2 weeks ago, so it won't be, anything crazy, but I'll break it down what you need to know and talk about what the Eagles need to do here to this team, what they didn't do last time and what they haven't been doing for months upon months. So I'll break it down for you. Appreciate you guys riding with me. I know it's tough, and I know a lot of people don't like that I don't want to fire everyone. Look, we will cut and fire people and trade people in the offseason. I just don't like just saying that. Imagine, like, when do you actually watch football or talk about football? Like, the only time they say football stuff is like during the game. So it's like, you got to realize, okay, 17 regular season games. Who knows how many players? So you're only talking about football 17, 18 days. And the other 360, whatever, I guess we got to do the math there, 347, whatever the hell it is. Those other days, you're sitting in there, we got to fire and trade everyone, fire and trade everyone, fire and trade everyone. Like, I understand that when it's time to do that. I just think that, talking about all the stuff that really needs to be worked on, and that stuff is more important. So look, if that's you, you're a sicko. You like the injury reports. You like the standings, the stats, the stuff that I point out that need to be fixed. And then we see them and want to jump off a cliff. But, I know you sickos love it, but there are just so many people out there that lose their mind. 46, that's not going to work in today's NFL. But, look, I've been doing my best. I'll be doing my best. Yes, a better playbook will save them. You need a good offense. I will tell you that. You want to see the change. You don't want to keep running the same thing. So, no, I don't think it's too late. I think you want to do that now. Like, you want to do that now. I don't think that they're weak and soft like the fans have been. I think that they need to get it together. And just because other people want to quit, they don't have to, man. They're going to the playoffs. They're 11-5. All they got to do is remember that. You're 0-0 when the playoffs start. So you got the Buccaneers. You better hope that you find that fire because, you haven't found it by week 17. That's why people are so scared. But look, man, you got to find it. Find it, man. Find it. Cheer to your praise. Your star quarterback is going to lead you to the Super Bowl. Yeah, love my quarterback. I am definitely not like a Cowboys fan. I know you guys, how you wanted to get rid of Dak Prescott after he had the interceptions. Now he's the MVP, best quarterback ever. You got to understand that Eagles fans aren't like that. We're not soft. We're not weak. We're not going to turn our back. So we appreciate you supporting the Eagles. And, if I were a fan of the Cowboys, I probably, too, would be tuning into Eagles channels because who the hell would want to watch that shit? So appreciate you supporting the Eagles. Appreciate your MVP. Vote for Jalen Hurts. We agree with you, my man, 100%. Too narrow of a window. Hey, man, well, you better open your window then, man, because if you're stuck, better get it open. I don't know what the answer is, but as long as you have the front door, it's not too late. Yeah, open it up. It's an MVP candidate. Team has issues. Yeah, man. Obviously, everybody can see that Hurts is phenomenal. And we talked about that in the beginning of the show. And yes, injuries have actually been happening all season long, my man. But good thing we're getting Slay back, Cunningham back, Maddox hopefully get healthy here. So got to get healthy. Got to do what you can to get better. And all of the things that we talked about, but not going to sit here and repeat myself again. I got to get rolling out here, but let's effing go, all you sickos riding with the Eagles. And look, I know a lot of these Eagles fans are now becoming Cowboys fans. They're going to be rooting for them. They're done with the Eagles. You sickos, I know you ain't going anywhere. It's Eagles for life. And that is all I care about. And look, we could be 1-15 right now. I don't give a damn. I'm always going to be bleeding green here. So look, work on all the things we've talked about for months now. I try to simplify today, but I just feel like I hate saying the same thing. So figure it out. If not, you're going to get stomped. So work on it or be doomed. So very, very, very frustrating yesterday. But let's start the new year right, baby. Let's hope they're figuring it out. But yes, indeed. And good luck to your team. Hopefully they become good enough that you start watching their content. But don't blame you. Love me some Eagles too. And I love each and every one of you. Cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Cowboys fan Hunter. Yeah, you did. We all know you did. And we saw you in here saying it last year. So, hey, we don't blame you when you guys lost to the Cardinals. You wanted to get rid of Dak, and now you're the biggest fan ever. You are a true bandwagon fan, my friend. And look, that's most of the Cowboys fan base. So don't beat yourself up over it. You just weren't built for it, just like, how Eagles fans are. So don't blame you. And your team is definitely not sitting pretty if you're here worried about a team like the Eagles who are struggling like this. So this is what I always say about you. When you see other teams watching the Eagles, you see their fans petrified of the Eagles, wasting their lives, literally talking about the Eagles on Eagles channels. You got to think, how much does their team suck? That's gotta be tough, man. It really does. They don't have an interesting life. I know, right? How weird is that you would want to, I've never once in my life typed in Cowboys 49 and been like, I can't wait to talk about them. That's some small dick energy, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. And I hope that your team improves, gets a little better. Maybe you guys get something to root for here, but until then, you're going to keep rooting for them birds, and we're going to thank you for it. So big shout out to the new Eagles fans in here. Let's go. Oh, they sure did. Yeah, they lost to the Cardinals too. So it is the NFL. It happens. Whatever do Cowboys fans should be happy. Yeah, to see that they're not happy, that's what gives you hope. That they know that this team, this kid probably wasn't even born. He's never seen his team be successful in his life. So you got to understand that since 95, I was 10 years old since the last time they won. I'm old as hell now. So you got to understand, these people don't know what success is. So they're petrified. This team can't make it out of the second round, and they haven't this century. So can't blame them, can you? I don't. Yeah. Hey, look, they're supporting, helping in the Eagles channel make money. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, and sorry, I don't know how I'm clicking on this stuff. Not trolling anything yet. Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, if you're worried about the Eagles, that actually makes us feel better. So, got to give a big shout out to you guys. Thank you for making this much easier. And yes, I do, bro. You are in here showing us exactly what it is. I mean, you got your pants down, standing in front of the door, and you think I don't see it, dog? You're standing right in front of me. That's small dick energy, homie. And hey, best of luck to you in life. Hope your year turns around. Sorry, it's been off to a rough start. Better record than the Eagles, and still that's what I'm saying, right? Like that's that small dick energy. Look at you. I got you right there. So settle it in. But like I said, guys, I do got to get rolling. As much as I'm having fun with these trolls, not doing a good job. Yeah, they're just not good, just like their teams are. So and yeah, you do love watching the Eagles, and your team is squirming. So I love it, man. Rod, we got to give you a big shout out. That small Rod energy. Maybe I've got it now. Small Rod energy. That's what we're using in these parts. Rod, keep tuning in because you're going to get lots of shout outs in this chat on a daily basis. But yeah, it must be sad to be a loser on New Year's, bro. What are you doing? Like, this is literally an Eagles fan, and you're spending your New Year's talking about the Eagles. That's some real loser energy, big dog. Yes, they do call you the small Rod. But all right, look, I cannot deal with the children right now. I truly do appreciate you, small Rod losers. And Rod, your mom knows all about me. Ask her about her. She just stopped by for the New Year. So appreciate you and her. Tell her the cookies were delicious, my friend. And I'll be smoking it later. No, I'm just kidding. Chelsea's the only woman ever for me, but had to troll you before I got rid of you. But they do call him Small Rod for a reason, and we all got to see that on display. Now, to you sickos, let me end this the right way. A beautiful new year to you all. And look, you got to take that stuff and actually use it. Use it like the juggernaut. Let it power you. Like, look at how fearful they are of the Eagles. They know we're about to get hot. This actually makes me, I wasn't even that confident. Now I'm 10 times more confident. This team, they're going to find it, and they're going to smoke everyone in the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. And you trolls are going to have the worst time ever. And I don't blame you for being afraid. And truly beautiful to see it out here. But thought you was doing get your yo. And I love it. I love it. But that small Rod energy, it is big in here. And yes, your team did. Can't imagine it, bro. Cannot imagine it. But hey, look, you guys with that small Rod. Oh, get it started. Everybody in the chat. Hashtag small Rod energy. A big shout out to Small Rod in here. But dude, this is awesome. You guys are truly awesome. And yeah, you walked right into it. You didn't know Big Dom was in here in the gang. So, dude, and look, I Spartan with that small Spartan energy. Hey man, we don't blame you. Hey man, anyways, gotta go. Dog, you had to go a long time ago, my friend. Not doing well with yourself. Yeah, exactly. I was just spending my time on an Eagles page. I got something to do. Dog, you ain't got no life. You're sitting here rooting on the Eagles. We'll catch you in another life, loser. But, dude, you guys are awesome. But let's keep that hashtag going from now on. Anybody, China, we're going to rely on you as the big dom of the comment section. Anytime someone's just saying stupid, we're not even going to argue with them anymore. It's just hashtag small Rod energy, hashtag small Spartan energy. I love it. You guys, we'll see you in another life. But to you sickos, I will see you tomorrow. And hey, maybe they make some roster moves, something like that. If they do, I will be in here. Love it. I will be in here breaking it down live, but I'll drop behind enemy lines. We'll be, dude, everything is going the same as schedule. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be right here breaking it down. Whether or not we got small rods in here or not, this is On the Road to Victory. Not Sparta. So you all have yourselves a great start to your new year, a great rest of your night. I cannot thank you enough for tuning in, making me truly smile tonight. I mean, this loss really has had me twisted to start this new year, but you guys always find a way, and going to spend some time with the family, and it's definitely going to go cheer me up. So looking to find all I can to just, make sure that today it's a good day. That's what we need here. Please and thank you. But small Spartan energy, small rod. You guys, this is truly awesome. Like, I'm laughing too hard, man. Oh, but small rods, small Spartan, we got to give a big shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel, helping me make money, showing us that the Eagles are the team you truly cannot get off your mind. And hey, if that's how you chose to start your year, we got to thank you, man, because we honestly, as Eagles fans, we've been keeping it real and we're not very hopeful. But the fact that you're giving us that hope, I got to thank you big time for that. And hey, I don't blame you for not having that hope in your team, because we see they're all frauds. So, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a great rest of your night. You have a great night too. Yo, Ali, Mario. Oh, and they thought they were bullies indeed, and they just walked into a death trap. You guys, dude, Liz, China, Michael, Drew, I can't believe you're even in here. You sicko. Brian, I know you were in here. We had Dank in here earlier. Who else was in here? And I just can't remember you because I am a drifter. If you were in here, trust me, I remember you. Just don't right now. I love each and every one of you, but I got to get rolling out. I hope to hear from you tomorrow for Behind Enemy Lines, and I'll try to do as many as I can of those this week, along with anything I can add. I'm going to try to do some breakdowns here, some extensive stuff talking about what we can do here to have some kind of hope, right? But you guys, I love each and every one of you. I do. I appreciate the support, the backup, and yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I'm here, and I'm right here front and center. And I always tell them I'll always be right here. Make sure you come back and bring that same energy. And sorry, I had to put you on timeout there for a little bit, but I'm trying to leave here, and your small rod energy is getting in the way of the sickos, and they come first. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the last time I'm saying goodbye. So until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You have yourselves a great night, a happy new year, and as always, say it with me now, other than the small rod energy, I'm going to need to see it down below a little. Go Birds!